What question should you ask yourself before starting a business? I've learned the answer to this one the hard way. And in this video, I was going to tell you especially about the one question that my therapist asked me that changed everything about how I thought about my relationships and how I show up in business. I really think that the creative energy that you can put into your business has similarities or parallels with the energy you can put into your relationships and personal development. I really believe that entrepreneurship is a game of personal development. You are constantly breaking your false beliefs, creating new belief systems, overcoming those roadblocks, transitioning in your identity to not be the roadblock or the bottleneck in your business anymore. And that's going to require you to constantly be playing this game of personal development and leveling up. During one of the darker times of my life, I was going through a divorce. I had just left Canada and I moved to the States to remove myself from an unfortunately unhealthy situation. I was trying to pick up the pieces again. I'd closed myself off to the idea of any new relationships because I wasn't sure if I was A, deserving or worthy of love, and B, if what I imagined or wanted for myself existed. Similar to business, when you get burned, you can have your guard up. So you feel like you don't want to take the same chances because you've been burned before in the past. Before I tell you the question that my therapist asked me that changed everything, have you subscribed to my channel yet? I make new videos to help you scale your business every single week, so go ahead, hit that red button. My therapist posed this question to me. He said, if you could ask the person that you're building a future with, and this could be in business, this could be in relationship, any one question to determine if they're a good match for you, what question would you ask them? Well, at this time, I had a pattern of unhealthy relationships. I realize now that I am the common denominator of this pattern, and that's what I was very conscious and focused on working on. Because if you're the common denominator of your relationships, you're also the common denominator of your business or any personal situation. So in my mind, I thought like, well, I guess I'd want to know if they're going to be faithful or honest. But the answer that my therapist gave me changed everything about how I think about relationships and how I show up in my business. The question that he posed was, do you have the courage to admit that you have baggage? And are you willing to do anything that it takes to work on and improve that? Go ahead and answer that question for yourself in the comments down below, or how that made you feel to ask yourself that question. Because if you can have two people in a relationship who can honestly say yes to that, then you can likely overcome any problem or circumstance. And if you can be committed to that in how you show up in your business, you can probably overcome any obstacle or roadblock to get to your goal. So I've applied this to my relationships, including the one I'm in with myself, with my love relationship, with how I show up for my team and my business and my clients. I know that I am the common denominator of any circumstance that happens in my business or in my life. And the reality is, unless I am committed to my personal development, I will always be the bottleneck in my business. It's like new level, new devil. Even though you might have accomplished a goal or achieved a milestone, the next level opens up, and then here's the next challenge to overcome. It's my job as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a boss, a mentor, a service provider, to be so committed to overcoming my baggage, my limiting beliefs, my mindset blocks, because otherwise I'll only be able to hit the ceiling of what I believe is possible for myself. There's a story called the flea experiment. So a scientist put fleas in a glass and he put a lid on the top. And the fleas were like trying to jump out, but over some time they're conditioned to think that, the glass lid was there. So then they started jumping lower, below where the lid was, so that they wouldn't hit it. Well, then the scientist removed the glass lid because he didn't need it anymore, to keep the fleas in the jar because they weren't jumping as high anymore. The fleas were conditioned to believe that they couldn't escape. This is how we are in life. We have people around us that want to keep us safe in this world. And because of that, we have been conditioned to beliefs that might not actually be for our highest good. Because of that, we come into our business with this internal wiring that you can only get yourself so far with. You have blinders on. And as you grow with your experience and your mindset and mentors, you can learn from those mistakes or their mistakes, other people's experiences, and your knowledge and opportunities expand. So one of the biggest questions you should ask yourself before starting your business is, do you have the courage to admit that you have baggage, and are you willing to do anything that it takes to work on that? Are you willing to shift your identity to do what it takes to evolve as a person? Because your business will only grow to the level that you do. I love a quote from my mentor, Alex Sharfin. He says, if you don't have the business you want, it's because you haven't become the person who can run it yet. I realized that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a Hollywood actress. I wanted to be on stages and perform. And I mean, that dream has changed, but I still get the chance to be on stages and perform. And I thought, if I could have those opportunities, I didn't think about making millions of dollars. I just wanted the experience. That subconsciously planted a belief that as long as I got to play and create, I didn't need abundance. And so because of that subconscious wiring, I would unknowingly self-sabotage just so that I could play the game. Like I just wanted to play the game, but not knowing that I was sabotaging opportunities for money. Like I was overpaying people, or I said like I needed less from other opportunities just so that I would have the opportunity to play. That was a money belief that I had to overcome to earn 2 Comma Club awards. And there are more that are running in my subconscious that I might not be consciously aware of yet, but I welcome the opportunities for those to come up so that I can do anything it takes to work on them. Well, I feel like that's a really big one, but I'm gonna give you a couple more that are gonna help your business to be able to grow and thrive. And one of the big ones that shifted for me is to ask yourself, is this business evergreen? So much like your content, you don't want your business idea to be a trend. You want business that has sustainability. Like, what's your unique selling proposition? What makes your product different from anything else out there? And why do you want to start a business? Like, what is the unique selling proposition? What is it that makes you different from anyone else out there? Creating proprietary mechanisms, it's what's going to take you from, normal to above and beyond what other people are only striving to achieve. I'll give you an example. I have a client, he is a world-renowned hypnotist. And in 2020, when a lot of businesses needed to shift online, he came to me wanting to create a mindset course. Well, instead of it being about mindset, even though that is part of his expertise, that's something that is very Googleable and something that people can look up on YouTube or find in books. So we created his proprietary mechanism, his unique selling proposition, that he helps people get through a subconscious reset. That's his proprietary unique mechanism. And he does that through the next strategy I'm gonna share with you that he calls the mental endgame activation system. That makes his product different from anything else out there and makes him stand apart from all the rest of the competition. So think about that for yourself. What's your unique selling proposition? And how can you possibly name your products or create a system that's different than anything else out there? The next question to ask yourself is, why do you want to start a business? A lot of us get into business because we want to create a lifestyle of freedom that maybe we didn't have growing up, or we want to be able to provide for our families in ways that we've never had before. And there might also be this like little subconscious wiring again in the background where you want to prove yourself, whether that's prove yourself to, the kids at school, or maybe a parent or someone that told you couldn't do it. And that can serve us to a place to, give us that chip on your shoulder. That can be a really powerful motivator. But at some point, it's another identity shift that you can make from changing your fuel source from pain to purpose. If you can ask yourself and be really honest with yourself about that answer, and also be open to doing the personal development work, you can achieve anything. And also ask yourself if your desire outweighs the possibility of risk and failure. If you fail, can you fail forward? If you take risks, are you willing to put everything on the line, knowing the bigger outcome, the bigger vision that can be created from that? I have lots of videos on my channel sharing the risks that I've taken in building this business to a multi-7-figure business. It's not always pretty, it's not Instagram filtered, but it's real. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet to see those. Those are some of my favorite questions that I've asked myself along the way in building my business, and I'm very happy that I could share that with you today. And the next thing I would love to share with you is I'd love to give you access to my highest performing, most revenue generating campaigns that you can plug and play into your business to maximize lead generation and sales. If you click the link in the video description below, you can attend my next free private training where I'll be showing you exactly how to send leads from hello to high ticket. I really think that the energy you can put into your business is similar and There's this story called the flea experiment. A scientist placed fleas in a creating proprietary mechanisms. When you're ready to not only start your business, no, I don't want to say that. Oh, good timing on that.